Hey there, lovely people. Welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. We are actually on the third chapter now, which, excuse me, but it's the Tatarigoroshi chapter, I feel like is the right word. I'm sure I butchered that. I apologize. But, yeah, I like the last two so much. Yeah, to Tatarigoroshi, the curse-killing chapter. Man, curse, or coincidence? How are the conjectures inside of you solidifying? I look forward to whether those conjectures will waver or become a cornerstone in this scenario. Difficulty is the worst. You will probably not even be able to make conjectures. So I asked about this in one of my the last chapter. So at the start of every one, it talks about difficulty. There's no real difficulty in the gameplay. What they're talking about for difficulty must be like piecing the stuff together. So when it says that it's the most difficult, it's like you're going to be playing it, I assume, and you're not going to have any idea what the frick is going on until we play the answer arcs. So let's just dive into the shortest scenario, Tatarigoroshi. The laughing, though. Okay. Okay. Dope. Yeah, but I really like the last two playthroughs that we did, of the Onikakushi chapter and the Watanagashi chapter. If you haven't checked them out, they are up on my channel. But let's see. The snake in the wall was happy, for it did not care what was outside the well. The snake in the wall was happy, for it had naught to do with what happened outside the well. And you were happy too, for you did not know what happened outside the well. Interesting. 1983, early summer of the 58th year of the Showa era. So every chapter we've played has had the same characters, and it's always been in 1983, so it's like on a continuous loop. Got it. It's a very humid day. Not even a slight breeze was blowing. It had been an unpleasant summer, one that wasn't only hot, but swelteringly so. There were various articles of clothing hung out to dry in the messy apartment windows, but the lack of wind evoked an impression far removed from coolness. In fact, it only felt more oppressive. There were crooked houses and apartments lining the narrow, twisting road. In addition, there were planters and flower plots whose contents were beginning to rot, as well as bicycles and cars on the sides of the road, making it even more cramped, more oppressive, and all the more sweltering. Nobody who was in this place at this time was visiting it voluntarily. But in spite of what everyone might expect, a single motorcycle came rolling in. The lone motorcycle, which couldn't be called neat even as flattery, pulled up to a two-story apartment complex and stopped there. A man, fairly old and wrinkled, stepped off. When the housewife hanging out the laundry noticed him, she called out, "Well, hello there. It's quite hot today again, isn't it?" "Ooh, you've got that right. I feel like I'm going to boil out here." "Uh-huh." "All right, landlord. Didn't think that would be the first thing you said." Sorry. Fluorescent lights, right? Completely forgot." So they want to, she wants him to replace the lights. Got it. "No, not that. Don't you get it? Don't you smell it? There's a terrible smell about. Been smelling it since this morning." "Wait, what's this? It reeks. Did the sewers get backed up again?" "Do something about it, landlord. Had to keep my nose plugged all day long." "Uh-huh. You'd still look pretty lovely plugging your nose, my dear." What's that smell? It was an unhygienic drainage channel running behind the apartment. The lattice from which it flowed was stuffed with branches and fallen leaves, and when filth got caught up in them, it created an awful stench in the summertime. "Could you tell the municipal office about it? The drain will have buried at this rate." "Well, yikes. Completely blocked. It'll start back up if you poke it with a stick." Is there a body in there? Please tell me there's a corpse in there. Man crossed the fence over the drainage channel and picked up a filthy drying pole sitting nearby. Must have planned to stick it in the drain and clear it out. "Oh, wait, landlord, stop that. Mixed it all in the strange if you do that." If you mix it all strange, if you do that. "It will smell terrible." "Uh-huh. Smells if it's clogged and smells if it's mixed. What should I choose?" "Uh-huh." Shoved the drying pole into the filth in the lattice. Of course, it did nothing to help the accumulation of waste. "Yeah, the dead cat. It is health center's job." "Cats and dogs smell awful when they die. Bamboo pole's not going to do much good." "Garbage bags, old clothes, throw away all kinds of stuff in there. And is that a duck I see? Well, of course it stinks. Nervous-some people. Who left their duck in my shit river?" Drainage channel was already unsanitary. It was a little more garbage at this point. The stream of such imprudent people was never ending, and now the channel had turned into a garbage dump. Spoke the pile of old clothes floating in the sewage, a black cloud of smoke had floated out of the water. Two of them grimaced at the terribly bizarre and repulsive sight. Gah, we've got maggots, huh? Someone must have thrown kitchen waste in. What? Landlord, what's that? What? Just more garbage? Landlord, that's... Eh? Eh? Eek! It's a body, right? I assumed. It's never just old cats. The smell is never old cats. It's always a body. Hello. Good work today. Ah, what a terrible stench. Hey, Bruce, get everyone to surround this area, including further up the channel. It's in plain sight of the two-floor houses. Identity of the deceased unknown. Sex female. Age estimated to be late 20s or early 30s. Time of death about 2 or 3 days ago. She's probably abandoned after death. Naked, too. Figuring out who she is will be rough. Contact the community division and ask if anyone's gone missing. Probably weighed her down so she'd sink. And the weights came off when she floated to the top. Why in a drainer's sewer of all things? Would have been better under an overpass from the mountains, you know? Would have been outside our jurisdiction, right? It looks like they never wanted to hide the corpse at all. Did they do it so she would be found as a warning or something? Slice in her stomach definitely wasn't a fish eating her. She was cut open and her insides were dragged out. They made a show out of killing her. Didn't the Chinese mafia do these sorts of traditional punishments? Ask Shige-san in Section 4 if he's had any trouble with Yakuza. On it, sir. Still, what a terrible way to go. Hey, don't her innards poking out like that sort of look like the salad soba you can get in Kyoto? Maybe if you stuck chopsticks in, noodles would pop out, see? That's in poor taste. Ugh. Please, give me a break. Kahaha. Her intestines were pulled out and her ears and nose cut off. Definitely not how I want to go. Fingers are in bad state too. There are long nails stuck in all of them on both hands. What kind of torture was this anyway? Just like Mion tried to do with us in the last chapter, the Tatarigoroshi chapter. She tried to put needles and nails in Keiichi's fingers. So this body's from Hinamizawa. The only woman that we've met in like her late 20s, early 30s was Takano, right? Maybe it's Takano. I don't think we've met any other characters in that age range that are female. They're all relatively young. Or the teacher. I guess our teacher could also be... Anyway, here we are at school. Most relaxing time during the school day? Lunch, for sure. Everyone brought their desks side by side like always, and we all ate together. I missed our friends. Satoko and Rika-chan looked at Mion's lunch, shouting gladly. Let's have a look. Whoa. There's a new song too. I don't think we've heard this song before. It's all the same once it's in your stomach. I'd have thought Mion would say something like that, but to think she had this kind of taste. Can't judge a book by its cover. Mion was careful in everything she did. She never misstepped, faltered, or messed up. I see. She is our club president after all. Rabbit-shaped apple slices. That's fancy. Reina's bento wasn't all about taste. It was like, like she always put her heart into it or something. Like presentation. It's a very important part of food. It wasn't just good, it made your insides all nice and warm. Make it cute. Love, huh? Yeah. Just from looking at her bento, I could definitely feel that Reina put her heart and soul into making it. That's what her bento was like.
お弁当ってのは味だけでなく見た目も大事ってことですわね。私たちも見習わないといけませんわね。
おお。で、その見習わなくちゃならない聡子たちの弁当は、お、
じゃーん。
じゃーん。
昨日ご近所さんにお裾分けのお肉をもらったので、今日は焼肉弁当なんですってよ。
These ones too, they have such an impact. They're bursting at the seams with grilled meat. At a glance, it was too impactful for a girl's bento, but you thought about eating it with all your friends, it brought more than enough color to the table.
へえ、粗雑な体育会系弁当と見せかけて、おかずの品数も結構あるみたいじゃない。ほうれん草のおひたしとか、ひじきの煮物とか。
リカちゃんはこういう気取らない家庭料理がとても上手なんだよね。うん、リカちゃんは将来立派なお嫁さんになれると思うよ。未来の旦那様をわしづかみなの
I have a tight hold on my future husband. Husband for Rika-chan, huh? What are you, like 9? First it sounded appealing. Did, but I felt like a married life with her would be anything but normal. Well, she is a child. She would be your child bride, Keiichi. Really, everyone was amazing. They're all so young, and yet they're all capable of cooking for themselves. I'd sort of cook whenever I went camping with my family, but making lunch every day was a level I definitely couldn't reach. I only really cook in my spare time. When I thought about it like that, it really made everyone stand out more. Frankly, I respected them. Huh? I think maybe this doesn't only apply to other people. Come to think of it, this morning, I was eating breakfast half asleep. I think my mom was saying something really important. The hysteric groan, I suddenly stood up, startling everyone at once. What did we forget?
どうしたのかな
Oh, okay, these must be like the console sprites. I must have the console mode turned on. That's okay. Now they have their little mouths moving.
急に大声を出すからむせてしまいましたですわ。さとこのお鼻からご飯粒が出てますです。
Hold on, let me just look at something real quick. Settings. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh, okay. Doesn't matter, either or. I think these are cuter. I've forgotten. Also, about cooking for yourself, it applied to me too. I like both of them, but these are cuter. Wait, why are things scary?
ケイイチ、お父さんとお母さんね、またお仕事で東京に行ってこなくちゃならないの。
そう。眠。
お父さんの先生に当たる人がね、とても大切なイベントなんでね、どうしても穴が開けられないのよ。
Well, Dad does what he has to do for his job. Choo choo.
それでお父さんとお母さん、そのイベントのお手伝いのために大至急東京に行かなくちゃならなくなったの。場合によっては何日か泊まり込みになっちゃうかも。
Sounds annoying. Yawn.
その間、お母さんたちいないから、
Oh, did we forget to bring our lunch?
自炊しなくちゃならないんだけど、ケイチは大丈夫？
大丈夫、大丈夫。人間、追い詰められたら。
Kids can do anything when they're desperate. That's true.
そうなら安心ね。ご飯くらいは炊けるでしょ。お味噌汁も作れるわよね。あとは適当にお惣菜を買ってくればご飯らしくなるから。
A meal? Yeah. I can cook rice with my camping kit. Never used a rice cooker before. Choo choo. Only ever made instant miso soup that you can put in a pot of boiling water too. Well, I'll think of something. Choo choo choo.
自炊できるなら置いていくお金は少しでいいわよね。外食は高いからしちゃダメよ。ケイチもそろそろ自炊と経済観念を学んでもいい頃だから、ね。
Oh, so no pizza? Yep. I'll get by. And we bet we forgot to make our own food. No, I won't. What was I thinking? I was half asleep, but I made such crazy empty promises. It's like manga characters always do at times like these. I bent over backwards and scratched furiously at my head. Scratch, scratch.
ケイチ君のご両親って大変なんだね。ケイチ君、しっかりお留守番をしてなきゃね。
Okay, so which one of you girls is gonna come over to the house and make my food?
そんなことより、親がいないんだぞ。全部自分で作らなきゃならないんだぞ。これは超緊急事態だ。
Emergency. Oh, that's true.
あのな
Wait.
見つくれるのは電キャンプでおふくろに教えてもらったカレーがせいぜいなん
Hold
だ
up.
よ
The curry cook-off was in the Watanagashi chapter. So we still had the curry cook-off. That's the same. We're not going to see it again in this episode, but I guess we must be further along the timeline than I surmised. So the curry cook-off has already happened. If you haven't checked that out, that's in the Watanagashi chapter.
3食カレーなんか
So there was a curry cook-off and we made the curry and we lost, but they're referring to that, I guess.
ジャンクフード栄養バランスだってかけらもない実にいい加減な
Stupid. Ian and Satoko put their hands over my mouth. Oh, that's right. Our teacher is a known curry maniac. A moment later, the door rattled open and Chie-sensei, a known curry maniac, suddenly poked her head in.
今誰かカレーの悪口を言っていませんでしたか
Yeah. I hear somebody bad-mouthing curry. Now we're gonna die. Her faces went totally white and they all shook their heads in denial. Her eyes rolled over the classroom. Her glare wasn't just a teacher's ordinary stare.
そうですか空耳でしたか
Chie-sensei gave one more look around the classroom and closed the door and went back to the teacher's lounge. May have been shouting, but for her to hear it from all the way across the hall in the teacher's lounge. The teacher is terrifying.
ケイちゃん他の食べ物はいくらこき下ろしてもいいけどカレーだけはやめた方がいいよ
Yeah, our teacher will murder us.
南沢に住んでいるうちは
すまん反省します
That's what I said, but still, I can't have curry for every meal. And cup ramen is good because you only eat it once in a while. Eat it for every meal, you'd get bored of it pretty quickly. Rice and miso soup and a good Thai dish. Yes, that's what a Japanese table should look like.
ケイキ君も頑張って自炊してみればいいのに自分で作ったご飯
There's all kinds of new music that I'm not familiar with. Did we change the audio or something, or there's just this chapter just happened to be filled with new songs? I haven't heard any of these. No, I guess we're just lucky to hear all this new music. Okay.
おじさんは美味しいってより面倒くさいけどなでもたまにはそういう経験もいいかもね
そうそう人生何事も経験でございましたよ小指を切ったりやけどをしたりでかわいそうなのです
So why don't we just skip that step and someone come cook my food for me? Everyone encouraging me like this, I started to feel like maybe I could do it if I tried too. Though approximately one person didn't sound like she was encouraging me. Cooking is a skill I have to learn at some point since I want to live on my own one day. Maybe learning that wouldn't be so bad. I'm pretty uneasy about it, but...
そうだなこの辺で多少の料理くらい得得しておかないと今度部活で料理勝負になった時が辛い
そうですわねいつぞやのカレー勝負のような奇策は何度も通用しませんでございますしね
If scorning me, Satoko ridiculed my comeback from a hopeless situation in a certain do-or-die curry showdown.
何を余裕ぶってやがるあの時だってサトコはリカちゃんに任せっきりだったじゃないかあの時サトコがした料理は何だレナのカレーに塩を一袋入れてミオンのご飯に塩を一袋入れて俺の鍋をひっくり返しやがって
Alright, we're gonna adjust the music volume just a little bit. Can we change that? Because I feel like... No, I guess we can't. It seems very loud. I hope y'all can hear the voice acting. It's good music. I like it, but I just want to make sure you also hear the voices. Lapsed into my grudge over the last curry showdown. Now I calm my unquellable anger by pinching Satoko's ears.
あれは部活だからの攻撃なんでございましたよ私だってこう見えてもちょっとはお料理とかできましたよ
ほうあのカレー勝負の時リカちゃんに任せっきりで肩払いたいわ
Don't be daft.
人間は日々進歩してますのよ私がいつまでもお料理が下手っぴだと思ってるの大間違いなんでしてよねえリカ僕が見てないとお鍋とか火元とか不安なのですたまにガスの元栓も閉め忘れてるのです
That doesn't sound very encouraging. Everyone burst into laughter.
火元は料理以
ばかり食べてる人に言われたくありませんわ。でもさとこちゃんもそこそこにはお料理とかできるんだよ。
いいぞレナ、こんなやつのためにわざわざフォローなんかしてやることはないんだぞ。
いや、別にフォローってわけじゃないよ。リカちゃんがずば抜けて料理がうまいから目立たないだけでさ。さとこちゃんだってまあ基本くらいはマスターしてるよね。少なくともご飯と味噌汁くらいは作れますわ。カリフラワーとブロッコリーの見分けはつかないけど。
Cauliflower and broccoli? Broccoli is green and cauliflower is white.
どっちも茹でれば食べられるの同じですわ。
Satoko erupted into anger, making two fists and swinging them above her head. Everyone laughed a lot after that.
他の人にならともかくケイチさんに笑われるのだけは我慢がなりませんですわ。
確かに俺は他のみんなよりも料理技術は劣るかもしれない。だけどな、少なくともサトコにだけは負けない自信はあるぞ。少なくともサトコにだけは。
なんですって。ニコニコと書いて自信があるのが肩払いたくて笑っちゃいますわ。こう見えても私理科と交代で本をちゃんと作ってますよ。ちゃんと自炊ぐらいできるんでございますからね。
そうかそうか、自炊ができて偉いな。後でご褒美に飴玉買ってやるからな。
Patted Satoko on the head while I made fun of her. Satoko seemed to know I was making fun of her too, since her face went bright red very quickly, and steam started to pour out like she was a kettle.
全然信じてませんのね。とにかくケイチさんより私の方が全然お料理が上手なんでございますのよ。
ほう、じゃあカリフラワーとブロッコリーの違いを言えたら、俺言ってみろ。
Come on, Satoko. It's easy.
緑の方がブロッコリー、どっちなくて黄色い方カリフラワーが青、赤、緑。
It's not any of those things, honey.
ほれ、ブロッコリーは何色だ？青、赤、緑ってテレビのブラウン管じゃあるまいし。言ってみろ。別にブロッコリーが何色かわかんなくても、サトコちゃんはお料理ができるってちゅうよ。偉いでちゅうよ。
ケイチさんのバカ。
Oh, nothing to cry hysterically about. She's so goddamn cute. Stroked her head as hard as I could. Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle.
ケイちゃんもそこまで言うからにはサトコよりはまともなものを作ってみせられるんだろうね。
We never said that, remarked Mion, giving me a slightly mean smile. Actually, well, I had no confidence at all in my cooking. But the situation carried me along, and I decided to deliver an impressive declaration.
まあ見ていろ。おや、俺はバッチリガッチリ見事な晩飯を作ってみせる。少し余計に作って明日の弁当にしてくるから、それを見て腰を抜かすがいい。
I don't know if that's true.
それは楽しみなのです。明日のお弁当が待ち遠しいのですよ。
Rika-chan petted me on the head. Her words of can't wait sounded so transparent.
レナも楽しみにしてるね。どんなのを作ってきてもレナは笑わないからね。
Why don't you come over after school and you can help me make my food?
となると明日の弁当は私も本気で作らなきゃならないようだね。じゃあこうしようか。明日のお弁当で勝負ってのは。
Bento showdown.
もちろん部活扱いだからね。罰ゲームもついちゃうよ。
あら、それは妙案でございますわね。どうですケイチさん。聞くなら今のうちでしてよ。
Satoko wiped her tears and snarled at me, as if this was her chance to turn things around. Maybe this is bad? I feel like maybe the conversation is getting pretty out of hand. If I apologize, now's my chance. What came out of my, Keiichi Maibara's mouth was a statement so reckless it even frightened me.
ああ、上等だぜ。明日の弁当を見て腰を抜かすなよ。
I feel like that's probably not going to happen. Whoa, right out of her shoes? Everyone raised their voice in surprise at my bold, confident reply. Ah, now I've done it. What have I done? I'm so irresponsible.
さてミオさん、ビリになったらどんな素敵な罰ゲームになってしまうんですの？
Satoko grinned fearlessly. I had to say that it was already decided I'd be playing said fantastic punishment game.
そうだね。じゃあこんなのはどうかな。明日のお弁当勝負に負けた明日のお昼休み、職員室で食事中の知恵先生の前で
Uh-oh.
カレーの割引を言うってのは
You'll die if you do that. Don't say bad things about curry.
ピーちゃん、それは
That's suicide.
なんて恐ろしい。
Everyone went pale and gasped at how truly terrifying the punishment game was. Chie-sensei is such a maniac about curry that she'd risk her life for it. And go up to her and start saying bad things about curry? What kind of fate would await us? Just trying to imagine it was scary. As everyone looked blankly amazed at the terrifying punishment game, Rika-chan spoke.
明日のお弁当は腕によりをかけますです。
Reina and Mion and Satoko, everyone nodded deeply in agreement.
もっとも圭一さんには明日のお弁当以前に今夜のお夕食の方が問題でしょうけどね。
俺が今夜どんな素晴らしいディナーになるか、明日の弁当でその片鱗をほんの少しだけ見せてやるから楽しみにしていろよ。
This music is like banging. Like I'm like super into it. Quite a lot of grandstanding.
これでとんでもないのを作っちゃったらどうなるかわかってるんでございましょうね。
サトコこそ明日知恵先生にどんな恐ろしい目に遭わされるか。
We're gonna screw up.
楽しみですよ。明日圭一さんはきっと土下座してそれだけはどうかご勘弁を泣きながら言うんでしたよ。ああ、目に浮かぶようですわ。
何を
Yank. Stretch. Both of us on the verge of tears, pulling each other's cheeks. Stretch. What an odd thing to do.
自らを窮地に追い込むことで視力を振り絞ろうと。ケイちゃん、男だね。
こんなの男なんて言いませんのよ。ただの無鉄砲って言いますのよ。自分もお料理なんてろくろくできないくせに。
Stretch.
レナを信じてるからね。素敵なお弁当楽しみにしてるよ。僕も明日の圭一がとても楽しみなのですよ。
Their expectant gazes were painful. I was just trying to tease Satoko a little. How did it come to this?
お楽しみにしててくれよ。
Ah. How am I able to say such reckless things? Being so unreasonable. What the heck is going to happen to my dinner? In the Bento Showdown tomorrow? No, more importantly, if we say bad things about Curry to Chie Sensei's face, what'll happen to me? You'll die. You'll die if you do that. The extreme contrast between my outward bravado and my internal screaming continued as the hot and humid June afternoon dragged on. How are we gonna get out of this one, Keiichi? An entire day. Up until school was over. The whole time. The meal tonight and my bento tomorrow were the only things on my mind. This is a new song too. We haven't heard any of this music before. Now that I thought about it, made Mom seem amazing for planning 3 meals every day of the year. I've complained before about having the same meal in a row once in a while, but I know how rude that was. More importantly, what am I gonna do about the punishment game tomorrow? Besides that, what am I gonna eat tonight? Boo-hoo.
圭一くん、圭一くん。
え、あ、ごめん。ちょっと考え事を。
今夜の献立のこと？それとも明日のお弁当勝負のことかな？
She hit the mark and I couldn't find anything to say. My facial expression made obvious the fact that she hit the mark.
明日の勝負はきっと圭一くんが頑張ってお弁当を作ってこれたら頑張って作った手作りのお弁当に優劣なんかないもの。
明日 勝負以前に今夜の晩飯だよ。食中毒でばったり行くかもしれない。
Couldn't make any more bluffs. I exaggeratedly dropped my shoulders and heaved a sigh from the bottom of my gut. Reina laughed in a shrill way when she saw me do that.
やっぱり圭一くん、お料理全然自信なんかなかったんだね。
So I've been found out. Ugh. Come help me cook dinner, at least.
圭一くんがどんなに頑張っても乗りそうだったら、レナに電話してもいいからね。
Give Reina a call. Come over, cook my
本
food.
当か？
圭一くんがちゃんと頑張ったら、だよ。何も苦労しないで人に頼ろうとしちゃダメなんだから。
So we'll go make a shitstorm in the kitchen, and then you can come save us. Reina seemed naive, but sometimes she was instructive. She didn't just spoil people unconditionally. Reina always seemed like an adult at these moments.
どうしてもダメだったら電話するよ。その確率は極めて高いな。
はいと、オーだよ。さとこちゃんにこれだけ大見栄を切ったんだから頑張らなきゃね。
なあ、サトコってどの程度の料理ができるんだ？
少なくとも圭一くんよりはできるよ。
Oh no, she's better than us. That was so direct. Hit me pretty hard.
さとこちゃんをあれだけいじめたんだから圭一くんはちょっぴり苦労をしてもいいかもね。
レナって結構意地悪なのな。
レナは可愛いだけじゃないんだよ。
Evil. Yeah. Now that it provokes Satoko too much, I couldn't just make some crummy bento. I can't believe how loose-lipped I am.
じゃあね。頑張ってね。お料理。
And good luck to
圭
us.
一くんがやればできるってこと。みんな。
おう。
Waved my hand absently in response. Thanks for the encouragement, Reina. Leaving me with words of encouragement and a few pieces of super beginner advice, Reina disappeared past the trees. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay, so then we're like farther along in the summer. It's after the curry cook-off. So this is supposed to be the shortest chapter. That's what the opening said of all the other games. So we're like further along. We already know all our friends. We've been included in the group. We've done a couple other things with them. Those are all, yeah. Got it. Those are finished. So here we are home alone. Fine, I'm desperate. So what? I know the ABCs of navigation, and I have neither a sea chart nor a compass. But still, one idiot is taking on the ocean of the great cooking age alone. And his name is Keiichi Maibara.
よし、いざ料理。
My enthusiasm is peerless. This music is amazing. Energy and recklessness was all it took. I could take over the world. However, there are plenty of things in the world that can't be achieved with resolution alone. Cooking was probably the top contender. Therefore, even if it was hastily prepared knowledge, I wanted something to help me. I made up my mind and fished through the kitchen cabinets. On the hunt for a cookbook. My mom should have had a few of them. For a complete amateur like me, the first thing I needed was information. Just like he who had crossed the ocean needed a compass. For me, a cookbook was absolutely indispensable. Oh, here's one. Its worn out, wrinkled cover made it feel somehow reliable. Okay, as long as I've got this.
考えるより無が安しだな。お料理の本さえあれば誰だってシェフの味が出せるじゃんよ。さすがはお料理の。
Well, the ingredients would be good too, honey. When I set out the biscuit thoughts filled my chest, I flipped through the pages. However, played with technical terminology like toys. She couldn't see how to actually make things. I knew it all along, Keiichi Maibara. You could make delicious food just by reading a book. There would be no job as a gourmet chef in the first place. First off, it calls for 3 teaspoons, but which spoon is that? Oh, he's in a bad way. He keeps saying to use however much you like. How much exactly are you supposed to use? Maybe this is obscure expressions. Turn out the water in a colander and salt and pepper to taste? What's salt and pepper? What's a colander and straight out like stretching? You can't stretch water droplets like meat. Besides, how much salt and pepper is that supposed to be anyway? Somebody help me. Ugh. Won't do you any good to yell. Cool off, Keiichi Maibara. Think calmly, calmly. For now, I'll leave the side dish until after. Rice is more important. I have to cook the rice or I can't start. know a little bit about how to cook rice. I cook it with my camping kit when camping all the time for nothing. I'll wash the rice. There should be enough water. And which switch is that? Is it this button? Oh, the lamp turned on. Yeah. Fully automatic rice cookers are one of the 3 sacred treasures after all. Now, pleased by the rice cooker set, I pulled myself together and decided to take on the miso soup next. The miso soup I made at day camp was the onsen kind after all. Well, it'll be fine if I just melted the miso into hot water, no doubt. Boil the water. Put in the miso. Huh? How much should I put in? Uh-oh. What is the proper amount? Crush the bag of miso in my fist and put half its contents into the pot. Was this really okay? It's a little too hearty. Maybe. I said it aloud, just trying to convince myself. Convinced by my own words, I nodded to myself. Alright, the rice and miso soup were probably fine. Next, the side dish. But what should I make? I could make that would add color to the meal. That's it. Why don't I stir fry some vegetables? You need vegetables raw too, and they won't just die from a little bit of fire. I was so cute then, not realizing the level that my thoughts had fallen from, and what would look like great in a meal to what would be easy to make. I prepared a few vegetables in the refrigerator. What kind of vegetables go in a stir fry? Bean sprouts? Cabbage? Chives? Onions? Definitely onions. I put onions in everything. Put cucumbers and lettuce in? Probably not. They'd probably be too wet. The cabbage would probably be fine. Then I grabbed a nearby cutting board, cut them into chunks, and tossed them into a wok. It's gotten pretty exciting. True worth of men's cooking. Hey, this is actually getting kind of fun. All of a sudden, there was a pile of vegetables in the wok. Alright, next is the salad oil. Glug 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 with the salad oil. More exciting if I filled it to the brim. Don't fill the wok up with oil, honey. Oops, a bit leaked out. No point worrying about something so minor. Rick Cage and my brother's cooking is exciting. Until the whole house goes up in flames because you spilled oil over your stovetop. Hey, oh no, let's turn on the heat. Whoop. Yep. Whoosh. Salad oil filling the wok to the brim caught fire and flames reached up to the sky. What if I'm really good at cooking with fire? No, honey. Words were spoken by delusion. I think something outrageously careless, but when the words came out, they sort of convinced me. There's a crazy color flame started to burn the ceiling. I finally realized that the fabulous cooking before my eyes had culminated into a life-threatening disaster. Wait, what? Could I have been doing something insane? First, the flame grew stronger and stronger. Wait, what? What? Thwack! Somebody forcefully struck me in the back of the head. Hi, Satoko. I turned around to see what was going on. To my surprise, I saw Satoko and Rika-chan were there. You turn off the fire. Couldn't wonder at their unexpected entrance. Satoko shoved me out of the way and turned off the gas. Rika-chan got a towel, soaked in water, spread it out, and placed it over the pot. Continued to soak more towels and put a second on, then a third. The whole bunch of pot on the finally stopped. All of it happened in a few moments. Fire bad, Keiichi. Having avoided a huge fire by a hair's breadth, the three of us gasped for air. They're saving your house from burning down, honey. Yeah. As pretending to be an Iron Chef, I finally began to take in the situation. Yeah, honey. Satoko was seriously mad at me. Maybe they saved my life. According to what they said, I was so absorbed in my fiery cooking that I hadn't noticed when Satoko and Rika-chan rang the doorbell. And they could tell someone was home, so they came in to check. Thank goodness they did, because otherwise you'd be in a house fire.
僕とサトコが来なかったら今頃ボーボーで消防車がウーウーなのです。圭一さん、そろそろ事の重大さが飲み込めまして。
At some point I had sat down on my knees and I listened obediently.
すみませんでした。皆さんは命の恩人です。
素敵なディナーがどんなものかと来てみる。案の定このざまですし。これじゃ出来上がりを見るまでもありませんわね。
Didn't even start on my bento.
嫌味なやつ。じゃあサトコたち、俺が夕食にどんなものを作るか見に来たってわけか。
その嫌味に命と家を助けられたらよく肝に銘じた方がよろしいのではありません？
はい、すみませんでした、サトコさん。
Yes, I'm sorry, Satoko-san. At this point, having shown them such a disaster, I couldn't exactly make any more bluffs. Completely surrendered. I'm shit at cooking.
結構頑張ってました。あの時も圭一さんはどこに行ってしまいましたの？まったく。
あの時は後輩職に手伝ってもらって他の班の鍋を丸ごと借りただけで、別に俺が料理したわけじゃ。
圭一さん、そんなズルをしてましたの？まったく、いくら部活とはいえとんでもない手を使いますのね。
Pouring salt in the other team's pot seemed far more terrible to me. But Satoko was in control right now, so I couldn't respond. I obediently hung my head to her.
ところで圭一さん、この凄まじいお鍋、まさか味噌汁だなんて言わないでしょうね。
It was supposed to be. Satoko stared at the pot totally full of miso with an awful expression. So I really did get the amount wrong. Looking by the look on Satoko's face, whatever's in the pot couldn't be called miso anymore.
味噌汁はともかく、ご飯はうまく炊けたはずだ。最近の炊飯器は便利だからな。きっとそろそろ炊けてる頃だ。
炊けてないです。ほら、まだ中身も全然お水なのですよ。
え？あれ？だってちゃんとスイッチを入れたらランプが点灯して。
圭一さん、あなたが押したボタン、これタイマーのボタンですよ。朝食用にセットしてあるから電源が入るのは
we're
明日の早朝。
not super good at cooking.
ってことは何か？俺結局おかずはもとより味噌汁もご飯すらも自炊できなかったってことか。
No, you couldn't.
さあまあ、どうです？ようやく身の程を思い知りまして。さあ、認めなさいませ。私、前原圭一は北条サトコさんよりもお料理の下手っぴな口先男でしたって。
Yeah.
私はサトコより料理の下手っぴな。どうもすみませんでした。
Screaming, Keiichi. Calm down just a little bit. I fainted in agony. Mika-chan patted my head, satisfied at the sight. And Satoko laughed loudly in triumph. Completely lost. In the end, I talked big, but couldn't make a single dish adequately. At this rate, I'll go without dinner. Tomorrow morning, no breakfast and no bento for lunch either. I don't know how many days it would be before my parents return, but at this rate, without a doubt, I'll starve to death. Why are you singing at us? Mika-chan kept on patting my head with a smile on her face that couldn't possibly get any bigger. Satoko, completely appalled at how unsightly I looked, heaved a heavy sigh. Okay, that's true. Thank you for pointing out the obvious. As I sobbed like a girl, Satoko, displeased, brushed me aside, dumped the remains of the miso soup into the sink tidy, and then began to rinse out the pot. Couldn't have Satoko clean up the cooking utensils I made a mess of. When I tried to stop her, Rika-chan pulled on my clothes.
圭一は黙って見ているといいのですよ。
She grinned as she said it.
黙って見てるって。何言ってるんだ、リカちゃん。
They're gonna make me dinner?
まあ、そういうことですわね。圭一さんは黙って私に任せればいいんですのよ。
Satoko turned around and declared, seeming bothered. To say that amateurs should keep their hands off. Her annoyed expression was a little scary.
任せるって何を。
Satoko didn't answer. Instead, she spun around and began to rifle through the pots in the refrigerator.
おいおい、あまりいじり回すなよ。ひっくり返したりしたら、俺が後でお袋に怒られるんだから。
You already almost burned the house down, Keiichi. Let them help you.
うるさい男ですわね。ラーシ厨房に立ち入らずでしたよ。いいか？あいあいさーですよ。
Aye, aye, sir. Satoko snapped her fingers and Rika-chan got on her tiptoes, grabbed me by the back of my neck and started dragging me away. Leaving Satoko alone in the kitchen, Rika-chan dragged me back into the living room.
おいおい、リカちゃん、もう話してくれよ。サトコに任せたら台所が大変なことに。
今日のサトコは圭一を見返しに来たのですよ。復讐なのです。
It's her revenge.
復讐？そういえば、サトコのやつ、どこか険しい顔を。
Eventually, from the kitchen, there was a sound of a faucet being twisted and a stove dial being turned. I began to hear the nostalgic sounds that made me envision dinner time. Refrigerator opening and closing, greetings being cut on the chopping board. What did that mean? Was Satoko... was she cooking?
圭一にいっぱいいっぱいバカにされましたですから。サトコは自分にもお料理がちゃんとできるとこ
Okay,
ろを。
so maybe this is going to be a heavily focused Rika and Satoko chapter, because it seems like each chapter we played is like focused on another character. Like the last one we played was Mion and Shion. The one prior to that was very Reina based, so I guess this one's going to be Rika and Satoko. Very cute.
こうして音だけ聞いてる限りでは、お皿を落とす音も破裂音も
They sound their
爆
blood
発音も聞こ
spilling.
えてこないな。
At this point, at least, she had proven she was a more skillful cook than me. In the cooking showdown with Satoko Hojo versus Keiichi Maibara, it looked like victory had already been decided. I recalled Satoko's slightly annoyed expression from before.
俺、日中サトコのことをちょっとバカにしすぎちゃったのかな。ひょっとしてそれで根に持たれて。
She's about to kick your ass and make you dinner. We were just provoking each other with our usual back and forth. But I also think I maybe overdid it. At the very least, I shouldn't have made fun of Satoko, who could cook for herself, when I'd never cooked other than for recreation before.
サトコはそんなの根に持っていませんです。
でも、こうしてわざわざ俺のところまで押しかけてきたくらいだろ。やっぱり怒ってるに違いないよ。
Or maybe she just wanted to help because she knew that we couldn't cook for ourselves. I took a peek into the kitchen. She definitely looked different than the usual bird brain Satoko. Her eyes were sharp and her movements were brisk, to the point where it was a little scary. And she must have noticed me because she turned around and shot me an annoyed glare. I cringed in fear and hastily pulled my head back out. I love cooking. I have like a good-sized kitchen. Like, when I'm in cooking mode, like, I get it. Stay out of my kitchen.
やっぱり怒ってる。
Let me do my thing. Don't ask to help me.
俺は
Just get out of my way.
どんな仕をされるんだろう。
サトコは失敗したくないから真剣なだけなのです。怒ってなんかいないのですよ。
あれのどこが怒ってないって言うんだよ。あんなおっかなそうなサトコ初めて見たよ。
圭一さん、ちょっと聞こえてますの？
Shut up, Keiichi.
はい。
I jumped at Satoko's angry outburst and faced toward the kitchen. Felt exactly like a kid who had done something bad and gotten called to the teacher's lounge.
お味噌ってどこにしまってありますの？冷蔵庫がでっかくて全然わかりませんですわよ。
すみません。味噌はその冷蔵庫の中段扉の中の下の網棚の左奥に。
なんですのこれは。お味噌のパックは使ったらちゃんと口を閉じなさいですわよ。冷蔵庫の中がお味噌で汚れてしまってるではありませんの。
いやいや、すみません。
I'm sorry, I am filth. Or I can look for something to wipe it with. Satoko wiped it off with wiped it off with a wet dish towel.
まったく、男の人ってのはどうしてこう後片付けがずさんなんでございますの？ このまま大人になったらと思うとゾッとしましたよ。
Ugh. I talked back to Satoko today. One thing I could do was obediently lower my head and apologize. Satoko nitpicked and I apologized. A good smell began to fill the kitchen.
お味噌汁のお味噌5、お玉に少量をすくい取ってお箸で溶きながら少しずつ加えて味見をしながら慎重にですよ。丸ごとひねり出してお鍋にあげちゃうなんて
Outrageous.
冗談でしたよ。
すみません、家庭科の授業は真面目にやってませんでした。
情けない。まったくこれだから男の人。
She's hating on men right now. Cower to her annoyed-sounding muttering. When looking at her like this, she seemed quite good at cooking. They'd just been overshadowed by Reina and Rika-chan's artistic abilities. Satoko's skills were clearly enough to get passing marks.
さあさあ、そんなところでぼーっとしてる暇がございましたら、私もリカも食べますから、用意は3人分ですわ
Oh,
よ。
she made dinner for everybody.
はいはい。
I hastily took 3 people's worth of dishes from the cabinets and headed to the dining room. When I returned there, I could hear laughter from a variety show on the television. Rika-chan was sprawled out on the couch, watching television and relaxing. When she noticed me putting the dishes out on the table, she came scampering up.
もうすぐご飯なのです。圭一のうちでご飯なのです。ニパー。
Nipa.
リカちゃんは上機嫌みたいだな。サトコの不機嫌とはえらい違いだ。
サトコは全然不機嫌じゃないです。久しぶりにとても楽しそうなのですよ。
Oh.
楽しそう。あれがか。
She's having fun cooking.
サトコがニーニーと一緒だった頃みたいです。こんなに楽しそうなサトコを見るのは本当に久しぶりなのですよ。
Nini? Oh, Satoshi? The heck is Nini? Is the sound that cats make? We don't know a lot about Satoshi. We know Satoshi was demoned away before we got to the school.
ニーニーはニーニーです。
And Satoshi is Satoko's brother who disappeared like a year ago.
サトコのお兄さんなのですよ。
サトコの兄。
サトシと言いますです。名前くらい聞いたことがありませんですか？
We have heard the name before. Satoshi. Satoshi Hojo? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. At least he didn't go to art school.
サトシっていうのか。サトコの兄貴は。初めて聞いたな。
She had a brother, huh? I didn't know that. She does have one. Saying that, Rika-chan grinned even more brightly and went Nipa again. Nipa!
サトシと一緒にいる時のサトコはいつもこんな風で楽しそうだったのですよ。
Oh, are we like her big brother now?
本当に久しぶりにこんな楽しそうなサトコを見ますのです。
However, I looked at it, she seemed to be in a bad mood. But her good friend Rika-chan was saying that it was actually quite the opposite.
楽しそうなのか。
きっとニーニーと一緒だった頃を思い出してるに違いないのです。懐かしいのですよ。
懐かしい？じゃあ今はサトコとは別居なのか。
Maybe Satoko's older brother Satoshi is actually a lot older than her. Must have gone off on his own and was living by himself far away.
サトコはそのサトシって兄と仲は良かったみたいだな。
はい、とても仲良しな兄弟だったです。
She spread her arms wide to demonstrate the width of how well they got along. This much. According to Rika-chan, Satoko supported her docile, slightly unreliable older brother through nagging. That was their relationship. I see. Certainly applied to the current situation. We had me, unreliable, unable to cook even a single dish properly, and Satoko, who redid it while scolding me. Could Satoko have been getting a glimpse of her brother, who now lived far away, through me?
いつもあんな感じでサトシに小言を言いながら、だけどしっかりと支えながら仲良く生活してたんだな。
今日圭一のところへ来たのだってサトコが言い出したのですよ。
She said there's no way the unreliable Keiichi-san could possibly make dinner. We need to go make it for him.
じゃあ別に復讐とか見返すとかそういう意味で来たんじゃなかったのか。
She came here to make food for us.
放っておけなかったのですよ。サトコは今でもしっかり者の妹
Oh,
なのです。
Satoko. I was an only child. They know how it felt to have siblings. Of course, I've never had a little sister like Satoko, but like in this moment, I was an older brother, obediently and helplessly being looked at after by her. Not any teasing or messing around. I'm going to give thanks for her trouble. That's what I honestly thought.
ケイチさん、おしゃもじがどこにあるかわかりませんでしたよ。
ああ、ごめんごめん。しゃもじはその右脇の引き出しの中に。
Ran into the kitchen, got the ladle out of the drawer, and offered it to Satoko.
さあ、出来上がりでしたよ。もうお茶碗とかは準備できてますの？
ああ、もう準備 OK だぜ。
では、ご飯にしましょうですわね。リカ、
Rika!
お夕飯ですわよ。みー。
Heard Rika-chan's effervescent voice coming from the dining room. Had to go turn off the gas flame on the stove and lifted up the pot of miso soup.
ケイチさんは炊飯器を持ってきてくださいます。ひっくり返さないように注意するんですわよ。
ああ、気をつけるよ。
You're so good to us, Satoko. And carry rice cookers just fine without being warned about it. Thought about replying like that, but I decided not to. No mean words or witty retorts today. Satoko just worked her butt off to cook for us. Let's be nice to Satoko. Rice with steam billowing from it and miso soup, as well as a handful of side dishes. The table was a truly firm, family-oriented dinner. It wasn't weird at all or extravagant. It was a daily meal, the sort a housewife would make. It was very nonchalant and brimming with liveliness.
では、いただきますですわよ。
いただきます。
Satoko's command, Rika-chan and I both thanked her in a loud voice.
俺、サトコのことは侮ってたよ。完全に敗北だ。
少しは見直しまして。リカやレナさんに比べれば、私もまだまだですけど、頼りないケイチさんなんかよりは、よっぽどお料理ができ
You're a
ますよ。
helpless idiot. You big
Hey,
stupid baby.
みそれしやした。
You can't take care of yourself. After I honestly admitted my defeat, Satoko's expression finally softened and she laughed with her normally loud and cheerful voice. Chomp chomp.
お、ご飯いい感じで炊き上がってるな。
Though she used the rice cooker, it tasted a little different from the rice my mom made. Maybe she used a different amount of water for it. Even so, I could feel Satoko's personality from the rice. It made it taste better than usual. Miso soup was a little on the thick side, but it was still delicious. Side dishes, while not exactly flashy, tasted great as well. It was all so appetizing and I couldn't stop eating.
おかずもよくできてるよ。サトコも決して料理は下手じゃないぞ。
I gave my honest impression without a hint of sarcasm. Satoko seemed to have been expecting some because when I praised her so honestly, she got flustered instead.
褒められるのは光栄ですけど、そんなおかずはお惣菜屋さんで買ったものを温めただけですし、これとこれは缶詰を開けただけですし、
Oh, well,
自分でちゃんと作ったのはご飯と味噌
you
汁
did a better job at the
だけ
rice
ですよ。
and miso than we did. Satoko said embarrassed, her face a bit flushed. There was none of her normal verbal abuse or sarcasm in there either.
ご飯とお味噌汁しか作ってませんけど、出来合いのおかずを並べればそこそこに立派にはなりますのよね。
うちのおふくろだって出来合いのお惣菜は使うし、缶詰だって使うよ。そんなので恥ずかしがることはないだろう。これは立派な夕食だよ。
Gave her honest praise. Never met Satoko's brother, but Satoshi would probably praise her in the same way.
まあ、私にもそこそこのお料理ができることが分かっていただけたのでしたら、おかわりいります？お味噌汁はまだありますですわよ。
She's being so nice to us. We've never seen this side of Satoko before. Huh? That part just awkwardly changed the subject? I realized my response had been on the mark. It made me a little happy.
こうしてご飯を食べてると、サトシと一緒にご飯を食べてるみたいで楽しいのです。
Rika-chan mentioned Satoko's older brother's name again. Satoko's chopsticks paused and she looked up at the ceiling.
懐かしいですわね。一体今頃どこでどうしてるやら。
She had a faraway smile, as if yearning for a friend who had moved away. Now it looked, I got the impression she hadn't seen Satoshi in quite some time. Satoko realized I was giving her a blank stare.
あ、申し訳ないですわね。サトシっていうのは私のニーニーじゃなくて兄なのですよ。
My Nini.
あ、うん。そうなんだ。
Nini must have been a nickname only Satoko used for him. It was funny to see her hastily deny it.
あんなに生活力のない人に家出なんて解消があったなんてびっくりでございますけど、まあそのうち値を上げてひょっこり帰ってくるに決まってますわ。
So he ran away? I thought we decided that he demoned away in the previous chapters.
家出したんだ。
Another story to what Satoko had said so cheerfully. The reason for Satoshi not loving her was a little serious. Everyone had been talking about it in such an upbeat way, so I continued to talk about him. Should I not have broached the subject at all? I hastily took a look at Satoko's face after thinking that, but there was no trace of the gloomy expression I've been worrying about.
まあ一人暮らしに憧れるなんて年頃らしい夢ではありません。どうせニーニーには長続きするはずもありませんけどね。ご来性のない人ですから。サトシはああ見えてもとても我慢強い人なのですよ。サトコが思ってるよりもずっと我慢強いのです。リカはすぐニーニーの肩を持ちますのね。リカはちょっと甘やかしすぎですのよ。サトコはニーニーに厳しすぎるのです。帰ってきたらもっと優しくしてあげた方が良いのです。
Now, if he comes back, if Satoko and Rika-chan's views regarding Nini, aka Satoshi, were parallel to each other, but I could easily tell that both of them really liked him. They were so optimistic too, even though he had run away from them. It was like they were going to see him again next week. Satoko and Rika-chan both liked Satoshi even now and waited for him, believing he would surely return. I've never met him, but I know for sure that the Satoshi person was a really good guy. I had thought Satoko would be deeply hurt by her brother running away, but she had already overcome that. She was still being the energetic little sister, always full of vim and vigor, as if to say that her brother could come back anytime he liked. I thought that Satoko didn't think through anything and just frolicked and played practical jokes every day, but that was it. But she was really... yeah.
なんで私の頭を撫でますの？
Roughly rubbed a hair. I roughly rubbed a hand through Satoko's hair.
俺、サトコのことを誤解してたよ。お前がこんなにしっかり者だなんて思わなかった。
Satoko seemed to think I was making fun of her and tried to bat away my hand. Then she saw that there wasn't even a trace of malice on my face and immediately granted me her head.
サトコはしっかり者。
Oh, she's blushing.
私は最初からしっかり者でしたよ。ケイイチさんに合わせて悪ふざけしてあげてたに過ぎませんわ。
That was her usual provocation, but I decided not to buy into it today.
そうだな。俺に合わせてふざけてただけなんだよな。でも本当はこんなにもしっかり者。偉い偉い。
本当に褒めてますの？なんだかバカにされてるような。
俺は全然バカにしてないぞ。真面目に褒めてる。
Yes, I've tried to pick a fight with this, Satoko.
バカにしてるとき
I'll
は
say nice things to
リ
you.
カちゃんも一緒に撫でるからな。
それもそうですわね。リカは人を小バカにするときよく頭を撫でますものね。ねえ、缶詰のイワシさんが美味しいのですよ。
Rika-chan went Nipa, and her smile became even brighter. Her attitude was clear as day, but it was annoyingly cute, so both Satoko and I suddenly burst into laughter. The laughter lightened up the table. The table itself was so dull and simple that I never even thought people could be laughing like this around it. And then, when I came to realize something really obvious.
笑いながら食べる食事って美味しいよな。
もちろんなのですよ。笑いはご飯を美味しくするのです。失礼ですわね。ご飯が美味しいのは私のお料理が美味しいから決まってますわよ。
This harmonious moment, this happy circle. Completely different than spending time with family, but still somehow nostalgic.
サトコはニーニーに会いたいか？
ニーニーなんて言ってませんですわ。兄とお呼びなさいですわ。
Hey, wait. You've been saying Nini this, Nini that this whole time. I grinned wryly and decided to just call him brother like she told me to.
サトコは兄貴に会いたいか？
Rika-chan stopped eating and then looked back and forth between my face and Satoko's. Satoko was smiling. Not that she was trying to choose her words. Just from that, Satoko conveyed her feelings. Honestly, she wished she would come home right now. But she wasn't that weak. Satoshi should just do what he wanted until he was satisfied. In return, she'd let him have the scolding of his lifetime. And then she'd have dinner with him and lay out on his futon for him?
会いたいかと言われれば、もうすぐで1年になりますもの。
It's been that long already. Rika-chan smiled thinly, her eyes appearing to look far away.
ニーニーの好きにすればいいのですが、少しでも生活力を身につけてたくましくなって帰ってきてくれれば、私の負担も軽くなるわけですし。
ほら、またニーニーって言った。
言いましたですね。
I did not say Nini.
ニーニーのことをニーニーなんて言いません
I
わ
would
よ。
never call Nini Nini. Cute. Things rapidly returned to the usual lively atmosphere of lunchtime at school. Nothing changed about Satoko's feelings towards her brother. Living so bravely and so strongly? Hey, Satoshi. Your sister's trying so hard to watch the place while you're gone, isn't she? Give it a rest and come back soon, got it?
さとこ、そろそろお片付けをしないとお眠になる時間
Yeah,
なの
it's
で
a
す。
school night. Get out. Go home. When we were all watching TV while enjoying some tea after dinner, Rika-chan let out a big yawn and then spoke. Satoko and I both then looked at the clock and noticed how late it had gotten. No, perhaps we both realized it already. Just didn't want this one moment to end. We didn't want to say anything. This is really cute. We haven't really gotten to see this side of Satoko ever before. It's always just been a back and forth.
いけませんわね。まだ食器を洗っていませんでしたわ。
いいよ、そんなの。それくらい俺がやっておくよ。飯をごちそうになって食器まで洗わせるわけにはいかないよ。
本当に大丈夫ですの？慣れない人が洗うとお皿とか洗剤で滑って落としちゃいますわよ。
Well, that's true, I guess. Jeez, turned into a perfect nagging little sister. It's charming and awkward. Emotions like that were all mixed up inside me. Give her a vague, dry smile.
圭一だってお皿くらい洗えますですよ。割ったお皿で怪我をしたら明日学校でかわいそしてあげますです。
Go home. Rika-chan yawned again, so wide you could see her molars.
本当に大丈夫ですか？圭一さんって見かけと違って随分と頼りない方でございますからね。
やれやれ。サトコの中の圭一株は大暴落みたいだな。安心しろ。皿くらいきっちりと洗ってみせるぞ。安心して帰れ。っていうか、こんな時間じゃサトコたちだけに帰らせられないよな。家まで送るよ。自転車の鍵を。
私たちを送った後、一人で家に帰るの圭一さんではありませんの。夜道に迷って高津戸あたりに迷い込んだら大変ですのよ。あのあたりお家も明かりも全然ありませんから。
I was trying to worry about them going home, but I didn't think they'd be worried about me getting lost. Am I really that unreliable? Really just being critical, but yeah. The thing I have, it's not bad. This is a really cute opening chapter. So I ended up not needing to escort them. Saw off Satoko and Rika-chan to the gate.
今日は本当にありがとうな。おかげでとても文化的な夕飯にありつけたよ。
サトコが来なかったら今頃圭一はグーグーでニャーニャーだったのです。
I would have no house if they didn't come and save me from that fire. I'd be an orphan. I'd be homeless.
本当来てよかったですわ。
They saved me. Give another bow filled with gratitude.
そうそう。ご飯とおかずの残りをタッパーに詰めておきましたから、明日はそれをお弁当になさいませ。あと明日の朝食は食パンとジャムがいいですよね。いちごジャムとピーナッツバターが冷蔵庫中段の右端にありましたわ。あと粉末ココアが食器棚の右上の戸の中に。
I know all that. You don't have to go into detail. I was about to say that, but I decided to humbly listen to her. It was then that I finally realized that Sadako, who had appeared to be in a bad mood, was in fact in a great one, just like Rika-chan had said. And that though she nagged a lot, she was very kind.
ではおやすみなさいなのですよ。
She's still blushing.
寝る前にはちゃんと歯を磨くんですのよ。5分以上かけてしっかりと磨きなさいませ。
分かったよ、サトコ。ちゃんと歯も磨くし、明日の朝飯も用意する。弁当も忘れないようにするよ。
いつもより早めに起きないと朝食やお弁当の支度ができませんわよ。なんなら少し早いくらい 覚まし代わりに電話して差し上げましょうか。
Okay, that's a little bit much.
そこまでしてくれなくても
You don't have to go that far, honey.
目覚まし時計を少し早めにセットしておく。ありがとな。いろいろと気にしてくれて。
Satoko looked like she had more fault finding to do, but she stopped and, leaving me with a good night, got on her bike and disappeared down the nighttime road. Rika-chan went to do the same, but then remembered something and came back.
どうしたリカちゃん、忘れ物か？
今日の圭一は100点満
You
点
got
でした。
100 points?
パチパチパチなのです。
Rika-chan suddenly complimented me. Clapped her small hands. What was she on about?
別に褒められるようなことはしてないだろう。危うく自宅を火事にするところだったし。
That's true.
サトコもきっとニーニーが帰ってきたような気がして、とても楽しかったと思いますです。たまにこれからもサトコのお小言に付き合ってあげてほしいのですよ。
サトコに小言を言われる頼りない兄貴。サトシの代わり
Instead
に
of
なってやるってい
Satoshi.
うこと
So
か。
we're gonna act like a surrogate brother? Rika-chan didn't say anything, she just smiled and went all nipa.
サトシってさ、こんなにもできた妹と一緒で何が不満だったんだ？俺がサトシだったら絶対に家出なんかしないぞ。
サトシにはサトシなりの事情があったのです。きっと。
Didn't know what he was unhappy with, but whatever the reason, there was no excuse for abandoning Satoko.
早く帰ってくるといいな。俺じゃ多分本物のニーニーの大学はいつまで。
大丈夫ですよ。今日の圭一はサトシそっくりだったのです。またお願いしますなのですよ。
That's what makes Satoko happy. I take on this easy role whenever I needed to.
リーカ
Rika! Satoko stopped her bike under a distant exterior light and called out to her friend, who wasn't coming no matter how long she waited.
では僕はもう行きますですよ。おやすみなさいなのです。
ああ、おやすみ。
僕ではサトシの代わりをできませんが、これで僕も心の荷が一つ下りましたのですよ。
And with that, Rika-chan sped off on her bike, rode up next to Satoko, and the two of them disappeared in the blink of an eye.
サトシ、本当に早く帰ってきてやれよな。あんまり帰りが遅かったら。
Punch you right in the nose. Try our best until that day comes, Satoko. And if I can no longer hear the sounds of their bicycles. She stood there for a while, seeing them off. So, that was a really cute opening chapter. I don't like the way that we're leaving it, because I feel like something is going to happen. Like, I'm really happy that Satoko is into us being like her older brother. Satoko's trap course, elementary. We got a new tip. I just feel like that's going to end really badly. Like, us taking on the role, like, that's a big responsibility to be like, oh, well, your brother's gone, I'm gonna be your new brother now. I don't know. It may not go so well. That was really cute, though. A lot of cute things happening.
サトコならこの山で籠城して一個下相手くらいなら十分にあしらえるに違いない。
私は知ってるよ。サトコはとある国の特殊部隊に招聘されてトラップの訓練教官をやってたんだ。
Instructor training on traps?
そんな変な話はいいから誰か助けて。
How did it come to this? What traps did we fall for, and how do we fall for them? Mion was caught in a profusely thin pitfall she couldn't escape from, and only her head was poking out above the ground. Reina's head was completely covered by a tin bucket. She was squirming around in vain to remove it. Either of these were really funny, but that's where it ended. At least they had their feet on the ground.
ケイちゃんの方はどう？抜けられそう？早く抜け出しておじさんを助けてよ。
抜け出して助けるのはミオンの方だ。このスマッキ状態の俺に何をしろ
Freaking
というん
bamboo
だ。
mat? Wrapped up in a bamboo mat and hanging 2 meters above the ground. Oh, like a net. What was this trap and how did I fall into it? Huh? It was Satoko. Well, no duh. Who else would be setting traps everywhere? It all started when they suggested that I was unfamiliar with nature, and grown up in the city and proposed a little exploration on the mountain.
でもレナもよく裏山は知らないよ。レナじゃ迷子になっちゃう。
裏山ね。小さい頃はよく遊んだけど、ここ何年かはさっぱりだな。そ ンジャラスのは読んだよな。
裏山なら私たちにお任せですわよ。山が丸ごと私とリカの遊び場なんですもの。ねえリカ。
おお、それは心強いな。じゃあここは2人の顔を立てて2人の道案内でハイキングと行こうじゃないか。
でもケイチ君、裏山は迷うから遊びに行っちゃいけないって夏休みのしおりにも書いてあるの？まだ夏休みではありませんですから大丈夫なのですよ。僕たちが道を知ってますからご安心なのです。裏山は昔から私たちの遊び場でございますもの。岩も同然、抜け道、近道もバッチリでございましたよ。
Yes, both Satoko and Rika-chan knew the path like the back of their hands. Next to them, we had our fill of fresh air, gorgeous views, and Mother Nature, most of which you could never see in the village. Things got strange partway through. We wind up in a trap.
そうそう皆さん、ここからは私が歩いた足跡の通りに歩くんですわよ。
は？突然何を言い出すんだ？
おとなしくさとこの言うことを聞く方が身のためなのです。あれれ？ねえみーちゃん、ほらこれなんだろうね。引っ張るのかな？かな？
No, don't pull it. Suddenly, squeak, crash. Reina pulled the kite string. A bunch of bamboo spears fastened to a tree branch came raining down with a clatter right next to where Reina was standing. Jesus.
これ懐かしいのですよ。これは確か2年生の2学期にさとこが作ったトラップなのです。
She made spears? That's terrifying.
危なかったですわね。竹槍の先端には犬の糞が塗ってあります。
Except the spears are covered in dog
後
poop?
で腐り出しますわよ。
That's so dark.
ここはいつからゲリラの戦場になったんだ。
According to Satoko and Rika-chan, early in elementary school, Satoko had been on a trap-making craze and set them up along every inch of this mountain.
キイチ君、ひょっとして裏山が立ち入り禁止なのは迷うからじゃなくて危ないからじゃない？
Mian and I both nodded wholeheartedly at Reina's hypothesis.
さ、先を急ぎますわよ。早く戻らないと暗くなってしまいますわ。暗くなったら私だって危ない。
Don't leave us. But you're the one who brought us to this crazy mountain. How was an average healthy Japanese boy like me being forced to deal with light-threatening booby traps? And then, the very moment Satoko and Rika-chan got just out of sight was when all three of us got caught in nice little traps together. And here's where we die.
誰か助けて。私おトイレに行きたいの。そんなことより誰かこのバケツ取って前が見えない。
おいレナ、あんまり暴れるな。パンツが見えるぞ。
You can see your panties. Now she's gonna kill us. Smash, smash, crash, crash, bash.
見えてるだろ絶対。バケツか。
Bucket Reina was using me as a sandbag and Mion was crying.
落とし穴から抜けられなくてかわいそうなのです。もう皆さん、だから言いましたでしょ。私から離れてはいけませんでしたよ。
You ran ahead of us. I finally had an epiphany. Satoko had been so bent on taking everyone out to the mountain because she wanted to brag about all the traps she set up here over the years. Could have stopped just at showing them to us. I didn't need to experience how it felt firsthand. Rika-chan pets our three heads in sequence in an incredibly satisfied mood. Nipa. And then we died there. It didn't say they ever got us out. That was our grave. Yeah, that was a really cute opening chapter. It was a little bit long, but this is supposed to be, I guess, like the shorter chapter. So let's go ahead and save here. This has been episode 1. I'll try to have episode 2 up later this week, but I'm going to be playing more of this game. I'm not playing any other series right now, so I'm going to focus more on my visual novels, because Y'all seem to like them, so I'm going to keep playing them. But this has been episode 1. If you like this series, feel free to give me a like and subscribe for more content like this. And I appreciate y'all watching. I'll catch you for the next one. Peace.